Our next guest's research shows that the spread of coronavirus could be much larger than we think. Dr. Mariana Mattis is the co-founder and CEO of Biobot, a company that studies wastewater to provide public health insights. Mariana, thanks for joining us today. Wastewater. How are you testing wastewater in regards to COVID-19, and what are the results that process is yielding right now?
Yeah, our company is analyzing wastewater, looking at the concentration of the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2 in wastewater, because people who have the disease shed the virus in stool, and it makes its way into the wastewater where we then can collect it and test it to look at how many people are infected in a particular area. Our preliminary results in Massachusetts show that there could be many more people infected with COVID than we know today, according to the confirmed clinical cases. And the discrepancy between our numbers was kind of orders of magnitude greater than what's been confirmed.
Interesting. So are you sharing the data that you are yielding right now from some of these sites with governments, with others? And if so, how is it helping to shape some of these decisions that states and local municipalities are making as they look to reopen the economy?
We share the results of the wastewater analysis directly with the wastewater treatment facilities, and many of them are now communicating those results up to their governor's office, their mayor's office, people really leading the response, so they can have a new piece of information on when to reopen cities. The wastewater data we're collecting already represents about 10% of the US population that is being sampled every week. And it's a completely new type of data, independent from all of the testing happening at hospitals, to inform where to deploy resources and ultimately when to open cities again.
This is fascinating, and I've got to ask, based on the type of information that this type of testing can provide over time, why isn't it something that we should just be doing constantly in every city all the time, so that when something potentially arises, we see it early and are able to track its ebbs and flows from the very earliest point?
We imagine that in the future, every city in the US and in the world will have this type of infrastructure and this type of technology in place, and we'll be constantly on the lookout for new outbreaks and using it really as an early warning system. In fact, it has already successfully provided information to countries fighting poliovirus outbreaks. You see the poliovirus in the wastewater before you see it in the clinic. And I think that's what we could also be providing here with COVID. If the virus kind of comes back in a second peak, or if it ends up having a seasonal pattern, we will see it first in the wastewater before we see it in the clinic as well.